Imagine a world consumed by darkness. Chaos reigns and the very fabric of society has unraveled. There are no laws, no justice, only the relentless struggle for survival. Every day is a battle, every moment a fight to stay alive. This is the bleak and unforgiving landscape painted by Thomas Hobbes, a philosopher who dared to confront the darkest aspects of human nature. His vision was stark, yet profoundly insightful. Born into a time of upheaval and war, Hobbes witnessed firsthand the fragility of civilization. He saw how quickly order could dissolve into chaos. His experiences shaped his philosophy, a stark and uncompromising vision of humanity's primal instincts. He believed that without structure, humans would revert to their basest behaviors. Hobbes believed that human beings, at their core, are driven by self-preservation. This instinct, he argued, is the most powerful force in human nature. We are wired to seek pleasure and avoid pain, to crave power and dominance. These desires, unchecked, can lead to endless conflict. In the absence of a strong authority, these desires would inevitably lead to conflict, a perpetual war of all against all. Society would be in a constant state of turmoil. Imagine a world where every encounter with another human being is fraught with danger, where suspicion and fear poison every interaction. Trust becomes a rare commodity. This, according to Hobbes, is the natural state of mankind, a state where life is solitary, poor, nasty, brutish, and short. But Hobbes was not content to merely describe this terrifying reality. He sought a solution, a way to escape this grim fate. He also offered a solution, a way out of the abyss. His answer lay in the concept of the social contract. A pact between individuals to surrender some of their freedom in exchange for security. This mutual agreement is the cornerstone of a functioning society. This contract, Hobbes argued, is the foundation of any stable society. It is the bedrock upon which peace and order are built. Hobbes called this chaotic existence the state of nature, a term that evokes a world devoid of structure and order. It is a world stripped bare of all social constructs, where the familiar rules of society no longer apply. A primal battleground where life is solitary, poor, nasty, brutish, and short, as Hobbes famously described. Imagine a world where might makes right, where the only law is the law of the jungle. In such a place, the strong prey on the weak without consequence, and survival is the only goal. There is no morality, no justice, only the relentless pursuit of self-interest and personal gain. In this state of nature, every individual possesses an equal right to everything, but this right is fraught with peril. However, this right is meaningless without the power to enforce it, leading to endless conflict. The result is a constant struggle for resources, for dominance, for survival itself, with no end in sight. Cooperation is impossible because trust is non-existent, and every interaction is tinged with suspicion. Any act of kindness or generosity can be exploited by those who seek to gain an advantage, making altruism a dangerous gamble. Hobbes paints a bleak picture of human nature, but he does so not to condemn us but to understand us, to reveal the underlying truths. He believes that this state of nature is not some hypothetical construct, but a very real possibility that lurks beneath the surface of every society, waiting to emerge. It is only through the constraints of law and order that we are able to suppress our baser instincts and live together in relative peace, creating a society where we can thrive. At the heart of Hobbes's philosophy lies a simple yet profound observation. Human beings are driven by their passions. We are creatures of instinct, motivated by a fundamental desire for self-preservation and a deep-seated fear of death. These two forces, fear and desire, shape our actions and determine our choices. Desire compels us to pursue what we believe will bring us pleasure, whether it be wealth, power, or simply the satisfaction of our basic needs. Fear, on the other hand, drives us to avoid pain and danger, to seek security and stability. In the state of nature, these two forces are in constant conflict, creating a chaotic and unpredictable environment. Hobbes believed that this constant struggle between fear and desire is the defining characteristic of the human condition. It is only through the establishment of a strong sovereign power that we can hope to control these impulses and create a stable and orderly society. Without such a power, we are doomed to live in a perpetual state of fear and uncertainty. Faced with the horrors of the state of nature, Hobbes offers a solution: the social contract. This is not a literal contract signed in blood, but rather a tacit agreement among individuals to surrender some of their freedom to a higher authority. This authority, the sovereign, is granted the power to enforce laws, maintain order, and protect its citizens from both internal and external threats. In essence, the social contract is a trade-off. Individuals give up the absolute freedom of the state of nature in exchange for the security and stability of a well-ordered society. It is a gamble, a leap of faith that the benefits of collective action outweigh the costs of individual liberty. Hobbes believed that this social contract is the only way to escape the chaos and violence of the state of nature. It is the foundation of all civilization, the bedrock upon which law, order, and justice are built. Without it, we are doomed to repeat the mistakes of the past, to fall back into the abyss of anarchy and despair. Section 5. Leviathan, the absolute sovereign. To enforce the social contract, Hobbes believed in a powerful sovereign, a Leviathan capable of commanding absolute obedience. This Leviathan could be a single ruler or an assembly, but its authority must be unquestioned. It is the ultimate arbiter of justice, the protector of the peace, and the guarantor of the social contract itself. Why absolute power? Hobbes argued that any weakness in the sovereign would invite dissent and ultimately, a return to the chaos of the state of nature. If individuals or groups believe they can challenge the sovereign's authority without consequence, the fragile fabric of society would begin to unravel. This vision of an absolute sovereign has drawn criticism throughout the ages, with accusations of promoting tyranny and suppressing individual rights. However, Hobbes's argument rests on the belief that the alternative, the anarchy of the state of nature, is a far worse fate. For Hobbes, the Leviathan is not an ideal, but a necessary evil, the price we pay for security and stability. Section 6. Hobbes in the 21st century, Echoes of Chaos. Centuries after Hobbes penned his masterpiece, Leviathan, his ideas retain a chilling relevance. The 21st century, despite its technological marvels, is no stranger to conflict and chaos. From the rise of nationalism to the ever-present threat of terrorism, the forces that drove Hobbes's philosophy seem as potent as ever. The world today is a tapestry of competing ideologies, clashing cultures, and simmering resentments. The thin veneer of civilization can easily be pierced, as we have seen time and again in war-torn regions across the globe. In these fractured societies, the Hobbesian state of nature seems not a distant nightmare, but a lived reality. Furthermore, the rise of social media and the internet, while connecting the world in unprecedented ways, has also unleashed a torrent of misinformation and hate speech. This digital landscape, often unregulated and unfiltered, can become a breeding ground for extremism and violence, further eroding the foundations of trust and cooperation. Section 7. The Price of Peace, Freedom's Sacrifice. The enduring power of Hobbes' philosophy lies in its ability to force us to confront uncomfortable truths about human nature and the precariousness of civilization. It challenges us to consider the trade-offs we are willing to make for security, the delicate balance between freedom and order. Is absolute obedience to a sovereign power, even a benevolent one, a price worth paying for peace and stability? Can we truly safeguard against the chaos of the state of nature without sacrificing some of our individual liberties? These are not merely academic questions but issues with profound real-world implications. The ongoing debate surrounding government surveillance, data privacy, and national security measures reflects this tension between liberty and control. In an age of terrorism and global uncertainty, societies grapple with the difficult choice of how much freedom they are willing to relinquish in the name of safety. Section 8. The enduring question, security or liberty. Hobbes' legacy is not a set of easy answers, but rather a series of enduring questions. His work serves as a stark reminder that the order we often take for granted is a fragile construct, built upon a foundation of compromise and restraint. The allure of absolute freedom, while seductive, can easily descend into the anarchy of the state of nature. Ultimately, the question Hobbes poses is not whether we should prioritize security over liberty or vice versa, but rather, how we can strike a sustainable balance between these competing impulses. How do we create a society that is both safe and free, one that protects its citizens from harm without stifling their individuality? This is the challenge that confronts us today as we navigate a world increasingly defined by complexity and uncertainty. Hobbes' work, though centuries old, provides a valuable framework for understanding the stakes of this debate and the importance of finding a path that safeguards both our security and our freedom. Section 9. A universe of choices, our future, our responsibility. As we stand at the crossroads of the 21st century, facing a future fraught with both promise and peril, the lessons of Thomas Hobbes resonate with renewed urgency. His insights into human nature and society remind us of the delicate balance we must maintain. We are reminded that the choices we make, both individually and collectively, will determine the fate of our species. Every decision, no matter how small, contributes to the larger tapestry of our shared destiny. Will we succumb to our baser instincts, our fears and desires, and descend into chaos and conflict? The path of division and strife is always a tempting one, but it leads only to destruction. Or will we rise to the challenge, embracing reason and cooperation to build a more just and equitable world? The potential for greatness lies within our grasp if we choose to work together. The answer, as always, lies within us. It is a reflection of our collective will and determination. We have the power to shape our destiny, to choose the path of peace over violence, of unity over division. Our actions today will echo through the corridors of time. But this requires vigilance, a willingness to confront uncomfortable truths about ourselves and the world around us. It demands courage and a steadfast commitment to our principles. It demands that we engage in open and honest dialogue, seeking common ground even amidst our differences. Only through understanding and empathy can we hope to bridge the divides that separate us. The universe is vast and indifferent, offering no guarantees. It is a canvas upon which we must paint our future. Our future, like the stars themselves, is unwritten. It is a story waiting to be told, a journey yet to be undertaken. It is up to us, the inheritors of both Hobbes' wisdom and his warnings, to write the next chapter in the human story. We must be the authors of our own fate. Let us choose wisely, for the fate of our world, and perhaps even the cosmos itself, may very well depend on it. Our decisions today will shape the legacy we leave for future